We came to discover this on a podcast that I run with my co-host called Ladies Night. And when you ask these women these questions, they're very concerned with managing their reputation. I started calling it reputation management. It's like, you ask them a question like, well, what kind of guy are you looking for? Just a nice guy. Okay, so there's a nice guy that works at Walmart as a door greeter. Is that guy good enough? Well, if he's a nice guy and he treats me well and he texts me in the morning, and it's like bullshit. Like, you know, you're a beautiful woman, you've got your life together, you have your career, you're going to settle for a guy that's a door greeter at Walmart. You're only saying that because the camera's on as other people watch and you don't want them to judge you. Okay. So let's cut to the chase, right? So, when you start to understand women, they said this a long time ago to me when I was a kid, you can either love women or you can understand them, but you can't do both. And I think that when you start to understand women, you you begin to realize how disappointing things are, because they're not sugar and spice and all things nice. It's not a Disney story.
They're vicious.
They've been deceptive. As they get older, they carry baggage and they've been used by multiple men. It's just not a good scene. It's far, far better. And I get criticism for this all the time, but it's far, far better for men to find younger women that are more agreeable, that haven't had a lot of life experiences, that haven't been with a whole bunch of guys, and select from that dating pool when it comes to something long term. Because most women that are around your age or even slightly younger, even older, they've all got some sort of something going on that they haven't dealt with, man.
Do you think not having kids after 30, would you say that's a red flag for a female?
It can be, but I mean, if you have a chick that you meet, let's say she's got kids, now you're dealing with a chick that's a single mom, and then you have to be a stepfather, and then you're basically cuckolding yourself, and you're raising another man's seed and their DNA, and you have responsibilities to them without authority. They're going to say something like, "You're not my father," and cause havoc. So, there's that angle of it. But I did this big survey once. I got a lot of responses on this, man. The question was, there's two twins. They're both 35, both beautiful. They're identical. One twin's path was marriage at 21, has 3 kids. She's now divorced. Her notch counts 1. The other woman, she spent her 20s and early 30s traveling Europe, working on cruise ships. She's got a notch count of 50, 75 plus. Which one would you be interested in inviting in your life on a long-term basis? And unanimously, the vast majority of men chose a single mother. Surprisingly. That's how disgusting promiscuity is to men.
Yeah.
Is they'd rather invite a single mother with kids in her life into his life than to invite a hoe into his life that's been with a whole bunch of guys.
It is. And
Right.
in my personal opinion, I do go on dates. Like, I'm not going to get on an LTR with a single mom, but I've gone on dates because they're so much nicer, man. A single mom,
Nicer, they're fun.
they'll come in on a Tuesday before school. I
Yeah.
work from home, so they'll bring me homemade lunches. They know I'm just Mr. Right now. I'm not Mr. Right.
Yeah.
So my experience overall is so much better, but there's always that, it's like, hey, do you have a $20,000 Carfax? I can't look past that.
Yeah. I mean, at some point, that single mom that's trying to win you over, that shows up with the lunches and all that sort of stuff, she's going to be like, my kids are asking me who I'm texting and they want to know who you are. Would you like to meet them, sort of thing? And it's like, that's where you got to put the brakes on it and basically say, look, I like you and I like spending time with you, but these kids have a father. I'm not going to raise them, right? Like, let their father do that, sort of thing. And I think it's difficult to separate the kids from the woman. You just can't. It's very difficult. Like, I haven't seen it done very well. It's been said that single moms on dating apps are not really looking for love. They're looking for help.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, and they ask for money blatantly.
Yeah.
It's wild.